The Vikings come into today's matchup wanting to find a way to walk out of the stadium with win number 5 on the season. It's the Packers going up against the Vikings.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun here, McCarron. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Now that's a great opening series defensively. You force what should be a 3 and out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on 3rd down to force the incompletion to set up 4th. The punter wing is on as he sends this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Coleman, fighting off the defender. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go play action here on first down. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 6 there on first. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. Coleman now. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And this is going to be Packer football. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now, I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security, and they're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Yeah, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I think many people thought Ty Montgomery would automatically go back to being a wide receiver this year, but it appears he's going to stay at running back. I know they drafted Jamal Williams from BYU, but Montgomery proving his worth.
And he proved it last year. 5.4 yards per carry, 4th best in the league. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 3 yards there. Good enough to keep the drive moving.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
Yeah, would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
Let's go. To throw, McCarron. And that is incomplete.
When we start looking for big-time corners, we're going to start with athleticism. But without technique, you're not going to make plays as one we just saw there.
Here's Brad Wing now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Here's Dalton on the screen. This is Coleman. Oh, look at that. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
This is Coleman, and that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Every year I go to the combine, I marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs, and let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Second down, Dalton. Flush to his right. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. Dalton here from the gun. Flushed out right. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I know every coach talks about respecting the ball, taking care of the ball. But when it's third and long like that, your trigger man, he wants to make a play. And on that one, he's trying to force one downfield to make that play. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, he tried to make the play. A little risky, but it fell incomplete. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field.
And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up? Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
A give. This is Montgomery. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. third down they go, Montgomery. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. More from Minneapolis after this. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The toss play to Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap from McCarron. Steps away to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Yeah, this one's going toward the sideline. They'll try to play keep away from Beckham. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. Dalton saying, let's get going here, guys, as he rallies them to get set. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. And he slings one that's incomplete. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Coleman. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll run it with Coleman. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Right there around the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And now to the air. Dalton. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Vikings on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff looking right. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? A second quarter score from down in Houston. The Browns, they have scored again to add on to their lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And this one's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Time running out here on the play clock. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. It's Dalton. He finds Beckham complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. First and 10 for Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Second and 10. Dalton once more. Incomplete to the tight end Walker, right side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. A handoff as they run the counter play. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 36 yards out. And Crosby puts it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
They'll try to get something going with Ty Montgomery. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Now McCarron. His throw incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
The Packers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's McCarron. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Green. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tevin Coleman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Buying time to his left. And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. McCarron now on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Back to the air on second down. It's McCarron. Now he'll escape to his left. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. Third down here.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now here's McCarron on third. And he's able to find Diggs. Touchdown, Packers. Stephon Diggs, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are back within a score.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Dalton sets up play action. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Montgomery. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They pitch it out to Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Elsewhere, a third quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. The Browns, they have scored again to add on to their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. And the move from Mike McCarthy is going to be to keep the offense on the field here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's go.
Now McCarron, he's got to have this one. Complete, he finds Brate. And taken down, but not before a beautiful little hurdle. Sometimes it can be dangerous there. It earned him the first. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Cameron Brate, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And caught right side, Green. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
That was a good, strong run there. And while it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
It's second down. Dalton looking. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Brown. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football. Now a handoff as they run left side. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And Crosby puts it through, and they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this was not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And with a play clock about to expire, Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll look to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He's back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And it's complete. Hooper. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. And a big 32-yard play on third. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They run. Montgomery. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Running with Montgomery from the pistol. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Packers on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. With Montgomery. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Checking in on Houston, it's in the fourth quarter there. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together.